is the ultimate truth that connection is a biological imperative. What he means by that is that our brains are inherently relational. Just because we're human, our brains need to be in connection and in relationship with other humans. And we know that when that doesn't happen, really bad things happen. If we stay alive, which sometimes doesn't happen when we're out, not connected with other humans, if we actually do stay alive, the impact on our brain and our bodies and our minds and our spirits is devastating. Humans must have relationship. Our brains, simply by what we've already talked about, right? Like there's a major part of my brain that only develops inside the context of co-regulation and relationship. I mean, simply because of the fact that that's true is giving us evidence that our brains are inherently relational. We need connection. And so one of the things I'll invite you to consider is if you're in a relationship with a child who seems absolutely uninterested in any kind of connection and relationship, and in fact, it feels as though they're intentionally doing things to stay out of connection and relationship. What I want to invite you to do is to consider, can that be totally true, that this child has a whole lot of parts of their body and their system and their mind and their spirit that has learned that connection and relationship is so terrible and dangerous, and I'm going to work hard to keep you out of relationship with me? That's true, and children do develop those parts of themselves and those coping mechanisms, but at the same time, connection still remains a biological imperative, and there is some part of them, even if we can't see it, even if it feels like we've never seen it or haven't seen it for years, there is some part of them that still rests into the truth that connection is a biological imperative. And I can't promise that we'll find that part of them, but I can promise that that part of them still exists. And there's some things that we can do as parents and caregivers to not necessarily pull that part of them out, because we're really not in control of that, but we can do some things to invite them into connection. We can do some things to invite this part of them to start to emerge. Another really cool scientist, and I don't know that I've ever talked about this before in parent training, and so